Namaste, angels. Today is May 1st, 2022, and this is the new moon in Taurus and partial solar eclipse reading that I should have done yesterday. You know, I don't know. I have no explanation or excuse for myself. Like, usually, if I don't put up the moon reading before the moon or during the moon on the day of, at least, it's because there was some kind of problem with YouTube, uploading, or something, some kind of foolishness. I cannot blame any of that. Despite Mercury being in shadow right now, approaching retrograde, I cannot blame any of that. I don't know why I didn't do it. It's like I knew it was the 30th. I knew that that was the day of the new moon and the solar eclipse. I even posted about it on my community tab, and it never clicked. Like, okay, Queen of Swords, okay, Mariama, like you also you need to do a reading. Maybe because it was my grandmother's birthday, my late grandmother's birthday. So this would be the daughter of the dark skinned woman with the blue eyes and the long black hair that read chicken bones. And this would be the grandmother that knew every sports score, every football score, every baseball score in her head, could add, subtract, multiply, divide in her head, big numbers, and effectively, basically was what they called a number runner. They may still call it that. I don't know. But at least at the time, they called it a number runner. And that's what my grandmother was. So these are the two women from whom I probably get not only my gifts of being able to read things, read energy, read cards, read stuff, but also the number, my gift of numbers, probably from this grandmother and great grandmother. The great grandmother, her birthday was the 18th. So even though they're both in April, one was an Aries and one is a Taurus. Or one was a Taurus. Anyway, so yeah, I was out, I was doing stuff, and it just never clicked that I needed to do the reading. So today I was like, oh shit. I was literally like, oh shit. I didn't do the moon reading. So here I am. I apologize. So these are the Twin Flame cards, Twin Flame Oracle, and we're starting with Crossroads. Divergent paths, choices, confusion. Follow your intuition. And this could have to do possibly with the energy of these two masculines, or these two masculine energies that I feel around a bunch of us. I talked about it in last week's reading, general reading. Of course, so this is a moon reading. It'll cover a longer period, but I feel that it's happening with people. And I started to realize like that in my life, it had probably begun to happen, maybe like 6 months ago. Because I had my ex-husband sort of try to come forward with like interest in me that I wasn't expecting. We had just gotten to a place where we were like just very, very good friends, and forever family. He will always be my family. I'll always be his family. But I just was not in the frame of mind where I was thinking about us romantically anymore, and didn't realize that he had again thought of the possibility. So that was one. And then I have where I had like my couple of other people coming forward at the same time. And so when I'm thinking about this recently, like yesterday, the day before, this recent days, I was like, oh, you know what? I've probably been experiencing this myself for a while, but I really feel it happening for people maybe who've also been experiencing it for a while, and certainly some new ones who have not experienced it, to happen now with the eclipse season. So not just this eclipse, but eclipse season in general. I feel a lot of masculines are going to be coming forward, and in many cases there's going to be like more than one more than one that come forward, and they're not all appropriate. Like there's I should be shuffling while I'm talking about this. There'll be We got family here. We got control. There'll be somebody probably that just wants to maintain control. Somebody that just expected you to always be there and available to you, for them to always have access to you, for you to always be, willing to re-engage with them, whenever they saw fit, so they could wander off and come back whenever they wanted, and you'd still be willing. And I just feel like there is going to be a lot of feminine energies, and I'm talking about energies, I'm talking about archetypes, I'm not talking about gender. So it could be, a male, a female who's going through this, somebody that considers themselves, gender neutral, non-binary, it could be any of that. But these other energies that are coming at you are masculine energies. And, in some cases it'll be like a test, because you could have been doing this, having this experience over several lifetimes, and never putting your foot down and saying, like, I'm over it, never completing the karmic lesson. So it just repeats lifetime after lifetime. And so I think that in this lifetime, as I've said for many, many years, that I firmly believe that this is the final lifetime as we know it, like as we know life to be, and has it been historically. I do think that this is the final one, that we will experience life as we know it. And so a lot of people will complete it this time, this lifetime. They'll put an end to these things. That's my feeling. It's been my feeling for, like I said, several years now. But we will be met with these energies. And last week, we kept seeing cards about being lonely and alone, and just that will be a test, because some of us will re-engage even though we are over it, because we're lonely. And we just, we figure it's taking so long for these other energies, the one that I really want, the one that is really appropriate for me, the one who's going to, at least meet me halfway. It's fair and generous, like a King of Pentacles type of energy, for example. Take a long time for that to come. And Pentacles energy, Earth energy, they can be very slow moving. And so I don't want to wait, or maybe it's never going to come. Maybe this person's never going to come, or never going to come back, if it's a past love that you're expecting to return or something. So let me just get involved in this other relationship. And that can be, I think even that can be, if we make that decision, the time when the real one steps forward, and it'll be like, well, now nothing can happen because you're involved with this other person. Or for those who do make the right decision and complete their karma, that will also be the time when this other person comes in, and in that case you will be available. So it is all about divine timing. It's very appropriate that this is the card on which we landed. Patience, perseverance, peace, trust that the divine knows when. And this is going to apply not just to the twin flame energies that I've been feeling, or soulmate energies that I've been feeling with regard to romance and things. There's all of our partnerships, I think, are sort of up for grabs in terms of being tested. And with the eclipse season, with being, clipped out. And I think it's partnerships, because why? Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of love, the planet of abundance. So it is very much about partnerships, very much about material wealth and earnings, finance, money. And so I think those are the two things. It'll be business partnerships primarily, and it'll be romantic partnerships primarily. And there could also be like some family partnerships, because sometimes, money and love, of course, are come into play there too. So moving on to the next deck. Oh, look. because I'm talking about money and stuff and being alone, perhaps. Nine of Pentacles falling away from the deck. We were starting, however, with the Queen. Oh, wait a minute. And I just opened to the 10 of Pentacles to put it on, and then picked up 2 cards by accident rather than just one, revealing the Empress. You know, so the Empress, which does represent, like Venus, the sign of Taurus, in addition to Libra and Gemini. I think this is just some cards coming through to, you know, reconfirm what I'm saying here. But we're starting with the Chariot, which is about movement. So where something maybe had not been moving, we're getting impatient. There is all of a sudden, you know, divine timing for some of us. And I hadn't picked this card up before. Underneath it, it's the divine timing is with regard to your sacred journey. So again, this can be romantic, this can be business, this can be all aspects of your life. If you're on some sort of spiritual path, understand who you truly are. This journey brings self-discovery, and you're reaching big goals. Big goals. And this is, I think, again, in the areas of love, romance, and financial gain, you know, work, is where these big goals are going to be reached primarily. Your career. And it says it here too. Career, business, success. Claim your place in the world. So that is all Venus at work. And Venus is actually, I think, located in Taurus right now, so which she rules. So that's a really good placement for her. Taurus being the most loving or sensual of the earth signs. Actually, so we have that. So we have Venus in Taurus, the Sun in Taurus, and now the Moon in Taurus. So even though the new moon occurred yesterday, and sometimes when with one of those types of transits, the next day the moon, you know, could be gone and could be in the next sign. It is still in Taurus today. So Moon, Sun, and Venus all in Taurus. And partial solar eclipse occurred also in Taurus. So the Chariot, I'm sorry. The Chariot is about, so where something was not moving. Now, again, where we finally arrived, for some of us, at the divine time, and the divine point in our sacred journey, or on our sacred journey, where we will be reaching these big goals, because things are finally moving. The Chariot is about movement, action, all of a sudden, where something was stopped. It's also a card of victory and success. Behind it is the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So now I'll shuffle these. I think I opened to the same place again. Wait a minute. Yep. There's that Ten of Pentacles again. So there's the 9. Oh, I don't know what I do with the Empress. I lost her. Oh, remember I picked up 2 cards by accident? So this must be the other card. It's the Star, which also makes a lot of sense with Taurus, because the Star represents the sign of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus, which has been located in Taurus for the past like 2 years now, and will remain there for like another 4, 5 in that transit. Star about wish fulfillment, prayers being answered, dreams coming true. So again, reaching those big goals in our lives, wishes being granted. Could be something about some sort of communication. For me, the Star is also representative of healing energy, restoration, recovery, sort of like temperance. Dreams coming true. So moving from this place of feeling sort of left out in the cold, alone, lonely, rejected, like we're being fed, you know, piecemeal, to a much more abundant place. And then I open right to that Empress. Boom. Okay, again, the Empress represents the planet Venus, ruler of the signs of Taurus. where our new moon has occurred. Libra, all about balance. And Gemini, the great communicator. Taurus, actually, also ruler of the throat. So is also a sign known for good communication, effective communication. And not just the throat, but like parts of, like the organs located within the throat. So like your tonsils, thyroid, voice box, vocal cords. So there may be increased communication right now. And that communication could specifically be about love, romance, relationship, and or work, career, finances, opportunities in any of those areas. Or in terms of health, I'd say, I don't know, the thyroid one is sticking out to me the most. So there could be something going on with your hormones. And with the scales of justice or Libra that are joined in this area with the Taurus energy, maybe, positively, you'll be getting those balanced out. Overall energy is everything is fine in reverse. And lastly, more Venus, basically. So we saw her in Earth as the Empress, and now here as the Queen of Swords. She is the ruler, again, of the signs of Libra and Gemini. Experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. So that also is very much about what eclipses are about, clipping things that do not serve you, things and people out of your life. And so that could very well be happening in your love life, in your relationships, your romantic relationships and partnerships especially, but other partnerships as well. And also especially in your business partnerships, in your career. So maybe something with coworkers, things that being clipped out of your life that do not serve you. And instead, you being put on a path toward goals. Because what? Taurus, how do I want to put this? All right, new moons are about new beginnings. But eclipses, even the solar eclipse, I mean, it's about new stuff too, but eclipses are also about clipping things out, which is about endings. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is this is not the new moon with which to make manifestations. This is the new moon with which the manifestations that we've already made, the intentions we've already made, will come to pass. So again, we have another star. Major Arcana card star, again, represents the sign of Aquarius, the planet Uranus. It is about wish fulfillment. It is about manifestation fulfillment, dreams coming true, goals being reached, wishes being granted, prayers being answered. Happy times, make positive, optimistic, long-term plans. You are on the right path. Behind that, we have yet another 10 of Pentacles. Contentment comes from knowing that your finances are secure and your family's material needs are taken care of. It's important to honor traditions and to have pride in your heritage and the accomplishments of your ancestors. We also have Major Arcana card 19, the Sun upright, represents the planet or the sign of Sagittarius most directly. The planet Jupiter, which is also about wish fulfillment, luck, growth, expansion. Your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. And you'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments that you so richly deserve. The sun, Earth's star, the sun, also rules the sign of Leo. So when this card comes up, yes, in the tarot, represents the sign of Sagittarius first and foremost. But if we're going to put them in order, I'd say then Leo and then Aries. Next card is the Two of Pentacles. It is in reverse. So now I'll just put the ones that we looked at in the deck so I can get these mixed up. And just open to Justice, which I spent some time talking about too. Major Arcana card Justice. 8, card number 8 represents the planet Venus. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Justice upright, so that could also be about things in your favor. If it's not about balance in relationships, it could be about things going in your favor. Maybe specifically with regard to relationships and or your career, or it could be an actual legal situation, maybe involving your relationships and or your career as well. Overall energy here now. Temperance. Also spoke of briefly. For me, well, in the tarot, it represents the sign of Sagittarius. For me, it also represents the sign of Aquarius, and can be a similar energy to Aquarius as with regard to the spirituality aspect of each card, the healing energy that I feel from them. And on almost every deck of tarot cards, the Temperance card is the illustration on the card is of some sort of person or being, often an angel, usually an angel, pouring water between two vessels. This is the animal tarot, so it's not that in this deck. But even here, the animal, we have him standing in water. So it just gives very much water bearer vibes to me. Anyway, by merging various points of view, you can generate an extraordinary new idea, compromise with others, and collaborate to discover a better solution. So we are going to start with these two decks. I'll reserve these for if we need to clarify something. I'll pull out another tarot deck. But here we already have two tarot decks. So we have the ability for cards to repeat and for, to give a stronger emphasis on what they're here to tell us. And if we need a third, it's here. Oh, there's this that I think I'm going to use as well. This is the strangest thing. I found this bag of letters, Valentine's Day letters, on my bedroom floor. I have no idea where they came from. Zero idea where they came from. But apparently they were purchased by someone, possibly in Canada, for $10 at some point. And now they're here in my house. So I found these literally right before I was going to sit down to do the reading. And I said, oh, maybe I'll pull a couple out to see if there's any particular initials that are affected or impacted during this period as well. So we'll do that too. I just turned around and saw something else has shown up on my bedroom floor. It's an envelope from a card, like a greeting card, from my very best friend in the whole world, who I have not spoken to since the pandemic, because we don't live in the same state or area. And beginning of the pandemic, New York was going through it very, very hard, difficult where I am. And so sort of lost contact I guess that means I have to contact her. But it's just so weird that things are just, it's like, I was gonna say the angels, but if I had to pick one, I'd say Chamuel, or just like putting stuff like, here, you need this, here, take care of this. Oh, similarly, I'll tell you this as I lay the stuff. Similarly, you see, I have on some of my jewelry today that I haven't really worn in quite a long time either. And that is because, I mean, I had started taking it off because I had to do like some exams, like different health tests and stuff. And one day I think I had to go through a metal detector for something else that wasn't health related. I don't know. Just like, I just kept finding myself having to take off my jewelry. I was probably traveling or something. And I got annoyed having to take it off all the time. So I like stopped wearing it. Which was, and I felt this, you know, during the time when I wasn't wearing it. I'm like, this is probably like the work of someone or something that doesn't want me to have on my all this protective jewelry. But I was never naked, you know, in terms of my stones and stuff. Like I always have 2 hematite anklets. Maybe this is something else that will start to happen with others of you. Stuff will just start turning up. I didn't do the love placement. I had that thought about how oh my God, what is wrong with me today? I had that thought about how I didn't do the love placement. And then I thought about, I was in the middle of a story. I didn't finish the end of it. I got distracted. Yeah, all right, so here's the love placement. And the story, where was I? About my jewelry. Yeah, so I figured there was probably some entity or something that didn't want me to have it on. Still, that never caused me to put it back on. And then a couple weeks ago, there were a few instances, I don't remember what they all were, but one of them was that one of my friends on Facebook, who's, you know, a viewer of mine and stuff too, she got this ring that covered like all of this. It was like the head of like a tribesman, and so his face was here, and this was like feathers, you know, so it was like covered up most of her hand with just one ring, and it was made out of this same kind of stone. Excuse me. So I contacted her on Facebook, or I commented on her post where she showed the picture of the ring, and I said, "Oh, is that Royston turquoise?" Or I put Royston turquoise ? And she wrote back like, "You know it," or whatever. And I forgot what the other instances were, but somehow I ended up in a conversation about it with another one of my Facebook friends and viewers, and actually the woman that runs the Divine Oneness and Divine Girl Talk pages, Yvonne. Got into a conversation with her. She agreed that it probably meant that I should put back on my own Royston turquoise ring. And then I decided, you know what? While I'm putting this one on, I'll put the other ones on too. So this one's aquamarine. This is Maria, specifically aquamarine. And this, of course, is an Isis carnelian. Blood of Isis. All right, anyway. I finished the story. The butterfly has emeralds in it. I mean, sapphires in it. Recent past, here we go. Journal. Write, process, contemplate, understand your sacred journey. And masculine, your divine masculine, your twin or soulmate is seeking you. And so this is exactly what I was talking about in the beginning. Like, I've been contemplating, I've been thinking, I haven't been writing, but about not only about myself, but about the collective in terms of these masculines that are returning. And again, in a lot of cases, I feel that more than one is going to approach as part of like a test of your will. And whether you're ready or not to complete the karmic cycle, or you've been transformed or ready to transform. Breakthrough, reinvention, you're ready for the next level. If you are, then you will reject the masculine that it was toxic the first time. He's still toxic. He's not meant for, or even if wasn't toxic, just not meant for you, not your soulmate, not, or not a soulmate that was meant to be a lifetime partner. Wow. Justice. So here's more Venus. Again, ruler of love and money, abundance, material abundance. Major Arcana card 8, Justice, upright. So things going your way. Also balance. Where? Especially in your partnerships. 2 of Wands. The twin flame card of the tarot. Soulmate card. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. Fair decisions will be made after all of the evidence is presented and reviewed impartially. Have compassion for others and try to see all sides of a disagreement. That may come into play with the communication that Taurus rules. You need to have a conversation, and you should be open to the perspectives and of others and actually hearing them, not just standing there and like it's like blah blah blah, but actually paying attention, listening to what they're saying. And it is joined by the Page of Earth, so this could be the Taurus energy specifically, as well as that of Virgo and Capricorn. If it's an actual person, particularly if it's an actual person in your life. The Page of Earth or Pentacles is scholarly, dependable, patient, and successful. So again, it's a slow-moving energy. They're patient. You may not be. but there's good news about financial matters. You also may be wanting to do something more challenging and maybe even taking on a new area of study as part of your transformation. Near future. Community. Friendship, fun, a light heart. Enjoy downtime with friends and family. Also, romance. Revel, flow, savor, entice. Open yourself to romance. Fall, changes in the air. Your answers arrive in autumn. Another Chariot, Major Arcana card 7, an important achievement, self-discipline and willpower, public recognition. Also, again, movement, whether that is literal movement or metaphoric movement, that we can't see, or in a tangible way, at least. 7 of Wands, defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, and choose your battles wisely. This is protecting yourself, not allowing, it's 2 7s, by the way, Major Arcana card 7 and the 7 of Wands. It's not allowing anybody to force you into changing your mind about something, following their path instead of your own. This is you, again, listening to your own inner voice and doing what you feel is right for you, moving in the direction and down the path and in the way, and maybe physically moving from one place to another based on what you feel is right for you. Could be career-wise, could be relationship. Ace of Wands also here. An exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. Wands are also about movement. The Ace of Wands in particular can be about movement, especially in career and travel. So maybe moving about for your job or something. Message from the higher self. We have no. The answer to your question is no. maybe as to whether or not you should revisit an old situation with, again, with a toxic person or somebody that you know wasn't meant for you simply because you're lonely. Instead, we need self-worth, value, self-esteem, confidence. Be empowered by valuing yourself. That will prevent you from taking back something less than that which you deserve, also known as settling. So the message from the higher self is exactly as I said the message was in general. Scarcity, insecurity, lack of faith. Believe that you deserve the best, and then you'll pick the best. We also have the Queen of Cups, who is somebody who often, again, does stuff for other people and forgets about herself. So that's probably why this is showing up. The Queen of Cups is tenderhearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition, but care for yourself and others. So don't forget you. Queen of Cups may be a direct water sign, especially a Scorpio, or of course perhaps a Cancer or Pisces. We have another card that's reflective of self and potentially being alone. The Nine of Pentacles, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, and successful self-employment. There's just fear about all this. About being alone, about going it on your own, about trusting your own judgment and inner voice and your intuition. You know, there is just a lot of being in your head about it. An illusion of being trapped, a lack of self-confidence, and being afraid to take action. So that's what the higher self warns of. The 3D placement, 3D life, real life. Hesitation, past heartbreak, broken trust, being afraid to move forward. Pause. Inaction, calmness, step back and wait for the sign. Solitude. I told you there was going to be all these cards about us needing to be alone or about us being alone. Retreat, introspection, silence. Go deep within yourself. That is here with the King of Swords, who is intelligent, impartial, respected, and unemotional. At this time, it's very important that you communicate clearly and be objective and unemotional and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert that you can find. The King of Swords could be, you know, this potentially toxic person in your life, because the King of Swords can be somebody who is very stubborn and unwilling to change or to like move how you want them to move. At the same time, on a more positive note, the King of Swords can be you and representative of your energy. And it's possibly about the communication aspect. Saying what you mean and meaning what you say. It can be about diplomacy and in terms of listening to the perspectives of others and being open to hearing them out and making a decision that's fair. Again, none of this has to necessarily be involving love or relationship. It can be any and all partnerships, especially, but any aspect of your life in general. We have these cards joined by Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor. Structure and organization are important right now. Don't be afraid to take on a leadership role, as you have much wisdom to offer. The Emperor can have a few different meanings too. For one, this can be another representation of the divine masculine, right? Coming to join the Empress, the divine feminine. Major Arcana card 4, the Emperor, does represent the planet Mars and the signs of Aries and Scorpio, which Mars rules. This can also be about the control and not allowing other people. It's crossing the Seven of Wands, not allowing other people to dictate or control what you do in your life. And if you need to, just pause, put everything on hold if there's too many voices in your ear, and take some time, you know, alone time and solitude to figure things out yourself before making a move. The Emperor can be representative in other situations, maybe a career or work situations, as an opportunity to lead, manage a job. It can be representative of large corporations and businesses for me, of one's boss. And when paired here with the Six of Cups, all of this can be about something that we're revisiting or not. There's an opportunity to decide or need to decide whether or not we're going to revisit or not. There's a sense of nostalgia and familiarity and comfort if you go back to this thing, but is it what's best for you? The love and care of children could become an important part of your life, or people from your childhood may return to it. Old memories can be healed, or possibly old childhood dreams are ready to be revived. Six of Cups, also a soulmate card in the tarot. The heart of the matter. So we've got extra cards here. First, from the Twin Flame Oracle, we've got spring. Your love is blooming and your answers arrive in spring. Your answers about what? I think separation, to be or not to be separated, that is a question. Or for some who are already in separation, receiving some answer about whether or not moving forward, because maybe the masculine comes forward and, or again, more than one, and there's a decision. Am I going to become partnered now? No contact, 5D, dreams, nightmares. Focus on your own happiness in these periods of separation. Because why? Hidden path. Detour. Slow down, explore, and go in a new direction. There's going to be more than one path available. I think that was what I named my reading last week or something like that. Like two paths leading to these two different, with these two different masculine. Anyway, and that is crossed by healing. All of these cards here. Healing, self-care, time out. Be gentle with yourself and your twin. At the heart of the matter. Very interesting. I think that this is messages about both of these potential energies that I'm coming forward. One, they took from you. They doesn't mean they took necessarily money, like they robbed you, but they drained you of something, and maybe a combination of some things, just energy, could be money, patience, maybe your, again, self-worth. That's where it's gone. They made you feel insecure by the way that they treated you. And now they're back. And they're the same if it's a person. Alternatively, the Seven of Swords can be about finding things that have been lost, or, things that have been misplaced or set aside, them sort of popping up and returning, maybe like the envelope that just suddenly showed up on the middle of my floor, or this bag of letters that I have no idea from which it came, something like that. If you have misplaced something and you specifically, or lost something or had something, taken from you, possibly, that you would like returned, this is also a good time specifically for you to ask Chamuel to return it to you. Archangel Chamuel, the guardian angel of love, for one thing, abundance, similar to Venus. This is a message maybe that I hadn't realized too, a connection I hadn't thought about. Similar to love, money, and lost things. Sometimes mixed up with Daniel, but not to be confused with Daniel. Daniel is the archangel, like Chamuel is like unconditional love, so think like Neptune or Pisces levels, and Daniel is the archangel of love and marriage. Anyway, caution will help you to avoid the loss of valuables, including non-material resources such as time or peace of mind. Be aware of the results of your actions as well as what others might be doing behind your back. That may have been the crossing card for these, actually. I picked them up funny, I think. We have also the Nine of Wands. You've worked hard, and what you've created is impressive and worthy of protecting. Whether that's your own sanity and peace of mind, or that's a relationship that you don't want to allow to be ruined by you falling victim to a poor choice. You'll get through them just as you have in the past. This can be about communication, and if it's not about communication, it's about movement. Again, where something was not moving, it was still. All of a sudden, there's movement there. Eight of Wands. You've been presented with many wonderful opportunities at once. While this may feel very stressful, remember to be grateful for the blessings that heaven sends you. And the Three of Pentacles. Your most satisfying and profitable career, really anything, but they're talking about career because it's pentacles, comes from following your passions, listening to your heart, and doing what brings you joy. Your life purpose is best fulfilled by allowing your talents and true self to shine forth out into the world. So again, this is about you listening to your inner voice, your intuition, staying on your path, and prioritizing yourself, like the other cards, and like I felt and shared with you before I started the reading. The love placement specifically. So from the Twin Flame Oracle, we have Chaser, In Pursuit, Convincing, Rejection, Let Them Go, and Let It Be. This can be, again, that person that's coming back, that with whom you're not meant to be. Rather than welcome them back, let it go and let it be. Also, a message for you to not be the chaser. Allow things to unfold on their own, because your soulmate or twin flame, or however you identify this person, is not yet completely awakened. They're unaware. They're in 3D, ego, and darkness. Your twin flame is not ready yet. However, there is potential. Fulfillment, risk, achievement. Your potential as an individual especially is limitless. Crossed by cycles. Momentum, force, life cycles. Stay grounded and in the now. So again, I feel that there is an opportunity for us to end this particular type of cycle. It may require continued patience. For some of us, we've already done the work, and so this will be paying off. Those are the two meanings of the Seven of Pentacles. Your planning, resources and efforts that you've invested in your dream will reap great rewards. In the meantime, have patience and meditate on your next steps. That is joined with the Ace of Swords. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. So it may be tough, but the Ace of Swords is all about you starting out in something new, maybe again, new relationship, and finding love and happiness. Whether that is in romantic situations, that is in your career, or that is in some your family or some other aspect of your life. A contented and rewarding family life, your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. These were all crossed by Temperance. So healing, restoration, recovery, compromise, collaboration with others, deciding to look past our differences and realizing that we can work together nonetheless. The need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise. Wait for perfect timing. And we didn't take cards for moving into the next major transit, so let's just do those now. We have mirroring, reflection, twin, wholeness, synchronicity abounds. So as we approach the full moon, blessings, protection, attention, love, your guides are always with you. And winter, you feel out in the cold, your answers arrive in winter. I think in the last moon reading, major transit that I did, so it would have been the full moon. Was that the Scorpio full moon? I don't remember which one it was, but whatever it was, we saw that there was going to be, that we were all going through something now in the spring. So these shifts, we get some answers from those. We get some more in the summer, and then winter, so something big it seemed was maybe going to happen. So this could be that same message too, coming again. From this deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. Stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. Queen of Wands, a very strong energy. She is confident, warm, intelligent, and graceful. And possibly an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. That's taking us into the next energy as well. Along with the Page of Swords, it was logical, honest, impulsive, and curious. Challenging information, delays or changes to plans, and truth delivered without tact. It was the Libra full moon. It was the Libra full moon. See how I get, like, information comes in, I get distracted. Yeah. So we're also ruled by Venus. Page of Swords is logical, honest, impulsive, and curious, and possibly a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And last but not least, the Six of Wands. You may receive a promotion, be chosen for a scholarship, or find out that you're singled out for special recognition. You've done an amazing job and you deserve all the attention. So with this moon, again, the opportunity coming, you needing to make a decision, pick a path, make a choice, and then the success coming in time for the next major moon transit. So I'll pick these up as quickly as possible, and we'll do the spread from the masculine perspective next. And then I will bid you all adieu. We'll pick out some names from that bag, that weird bag of letters, mysterious bag of letters, and then I'll bid you all adieu. It makes a lot of sense to me that Taurus has the communication gift also, similar to Gemini, because, in terms of God reaching all corners of the earth, and my belief that God is, begins with Isis and Osiris, or is Isis and Osiris, and Isis being a Gemini on the Western zodiac, but potentially a Taurus on the in Eastern astrology, because, like, for example, in the Vedic system, even I am a Taurus, even though I'm a third deacon Gemini, third deacon Gemini. Which means the Gemini season is well underway by the time you reach my birthday. Despite that, because of the degrees to which I'm a Gemini, or on that, that were occurring that day at the time of my birth, you have to subtract 23 degrees from whatever position your sun sign was at. in order to have it aligned with the Vedic system. And most of my placements in my chart are like, so few, like 11 degrees, or a lot of them are around there, honestly. So taking away the 23, obviously I end up with a negative number. I'm a Taurus all of a sudden. This explains also the horns and the oxen, right? And my obsession with those two. In addition to Isis's crown. Anyway, I was just trying to make small talk while I was putting those cards back and shuffling them. We now have an overall energy of balance. Wait, did I cut them? And balance, again, is temperance, by the way. But now I've mixed them up again. Perfect. For I was talking about the King of Pentacles, right? Earlier I said, for example, that person that will be generous and fair, and it's practical with us is the King of Pentacles. He's now our overall energy. He's possibly an actual Taurus, as well as perhaps a Virgo or Capricorn or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And behind him is the Queen of Wands. So, a successful time, confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You have the Midas touch. Done with these, I will just do a regular shuffle. Forgive. Tranquility, peaceful mind and heart. Freedom from the past. The next card is receive. It is in reverse. All right, let's get started. I just had the thought that these things that are showing up in my house mysteriously might be from a different timeline. Sometimes I've actually ended up with evidence of having switched timelines, like that I could put my tangible evidence, like perhaps these letters. Maybe I was in Canada in my other timeline and I brought them back with me. Anyway, Divine Feminine. You know what? Let me use the bigger cards first. Divine Feminine. The masculine as it relates to the feminine. To himself. The union or connection as a whole. Overall, what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection if it were up to him. What energy he himself is bringing to the table currently. What the universe would have either or both archetypes do to help the connection, and what the universe wants to help with also, or God wants to help with. Is this one? And the outcome or energy with which we will move into the next transit, the next major moon transit, which will be the full moon in Scorpio. And in the same positions here. Feminine, we have the Two of Pentacles. Again, I think you're juggling two things. You have the potential to juggle two things or be presented with two ideas, two opportunities, two divine masculine, a choice that has to be made. Two of Pentacles can often be about a decision, usually an earthly decision, at least in my opinion, or the way that I pick up the energy and read it. So it would be about things like relationships, job, earthly matters. You may be under stress because of multiple jobs or too many responsibilities for one person to manage, or too many masculine for one feminine to manage. It's important to balance your work and your personal life and to bring a spirit of fun to all you do. And that is here with compromise, paired with compromise from the Oracle deck. Mutual understanding, flexibility, give and take brings rewards. Actually, give and take, another meaning of the Two of Pentacles, and the ability, again, for balance and to find a way to do both, to be flexible. So this is a perfect card for this, and this is where the feminine is. And again, we are based on my channeled messages and visions and things, and the previous cards that we looked at already confirmed, we are in this place of being presented with two paths and needing to decide on one. The masculine as it relates to the feminine, and maybe specifically to this here, they are mirroring us. Reflection, twin flame, wholeness, synchronicity abounds. And when we make a decision, we need to stick to it, or they're sticking to it when they make a decision. Defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, choose your battles wisely. Masculine as it relates to himself. Nine of Pentacles, enjoying life's little luxury, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. Very good for him. And that is paired with family. So it could be a focus on trying to generate income, generate wealth, and to enjoy it, or to be able to enjoy it, maybe to be able to provide. Kids, opinions, judgment, resolve family stress, get support. That alternatively, this Nine of Pentacles can be about needing to spend time by himself in order to figure these things out. Masculine relates to the union or connection as a whole. We have the Ten of Cups, which is a beautiful card for this placement. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met, and you have trustworthy relationships. But some sort of tower moment is coming, and that doesn't have to be negative. Some people think of the tower as, yes, destruction, maybe because something comes crumbling down, or you have some sort of your ideas and belief systems come crumbling down because you have some revelation, but something new. It's just about abrupt change, and abrupt change doesn't have to be bad. Abrupt change can be a really good change, and it looks like it would be with regard to this Ten of Cups. But we can pull another card. Remember, I did set aside that other deck of tarot cards for clarification. So we have tower moment, unexpected change, new opportunity. So even here, it's explaining that this can very much be a positive thing. And again, I think that it is. Overall, we have the Five of Cups. So this is sort of being stuck somewhere in limbo. And again, maybe with specific regard to our relationships, with this Two of Cups being centered here, and with the other three having spilled. Things not turning out the way you'd hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation and crying over spilled milk. And that is paired here with control. And we have another two people in an empty seat. So it's still like another Two of Cups, like the Five of Cups that we have here. Stagnation, delusion. Release the need to control situations. Yeah, maybe something didn't come out as you hoped because it wasn't meant to. You don't get to dictate the situation. We need to allow things to unfold. Stop trying to control them. What energy the masculine would have the feminine bring to the union or connection if we're up to him? We have the Six of Swords. So he wants let's just flow. Let's just move, like in a very genuine and organic kind of way without, again, control. Things will get better. They're already getting better once we begin that flow. Things are looking up. It could be the end of a difficult situation, maybe even taking a trip. For some, this could be literal, maybe going to visit one or the other, right? Or taking a trip together somewhere. And we have that paired with chaser, in pursuit, convincing, rejection, let them go and let it be. So again, allowing for flow and movement in an organic way and not trying to control or force it or be a chaser. Both of these have like water in the cards. Six of Swords, actually, and this is almost always true. A boat, water, and then here we have this child running in water. So it could be something about allowing emotions to flow too, and to not try to control your emotions, to just, if you need to get a good cry out, let it out. If you need to, you know, express your love and be honest with yourself about how you feel about a person, let that out. Tell them. I'm also getting something with regard to the travel. It could specifically be travel like over water. Even if it's local travel, it could be like, I need to go from New York to New Jersey, I got to travel over water. Or I got to go from Manhattan to Brooklyn, I got to travel over water. So it could be local, but there's some sort of movement over water. The person's on the other side of this, or the whatever the element is that you need to reach, the other entity is on the other side of some water. But to answer the question about the placement, what energy or what energy the masculine would have the feminine give to the union or connection, if we're up to him, is one of flow and going with the flow and just allowing things to unfold on their own. And what he himself is bringing, King of Cups. Wow, okay. King of Cups is trustworthy, compassionate, respected, and cultured. Open your heart and mind to those around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice and charity work. So the King of Cups is showing up here underneath the 10 of Cups and this major tower. So what this message is from the masculine, all of a sudden there could be a tremendous change in the masculine. Again, you could go from separation to all of a sudden he shows up, and still there's a warning that maybe more than one will show up and you have to make a decision, feminine. But that could be the major change, or just if you're already in communication, there could still be a stepping up, really hugely stepping up, expression of love, letting you know exactly where he feels, emotions, not being controlled, but being allowed to flow and to pour out if they have to or where they have to, and an opening of his heart and his mind to the situation, and maybe to the connection and union specifically, because again it sits under the card, the placement for the union, and that is a 10 of Cups. The King of Cups may specifically be a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and it's paired with yes from the Twin Flame Oracle. The answer to your question is yes. And I think the King of Cups is already a positive affirmation kind of card. It is a yes kind of card. Particularly upright, right? Well, either way, because actually the King of Cups in reverse is somebody who's going after what he wants, like by any means necessary. What the universe wants to help us with. The Lovers. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers. So coming together, intimate relationships, carefully weighing our decisions. If we have to make a decision between two different paths, or heart versus head, the universe wants to help us with that. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, most directly represents the sign of Gemini. And then we have surrender paired with that. Detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well. So similar to the masculine, the universe, perhaps God himself or herself, wants us to go with the flow too, and just to let go and let it happen. Not trying to control. And to allow for, the divine timing. And we do have free will still. Free will to even allow the universe to help us with that. And free will to make a decision and either bring something old and stagnant back into our life and remain in the cycle, or let go of that and move forward in a new direction. And the energy that we'll take with us into the Scorpio full moon. The Ace of Wands. A wonderful new opportunity presents itself. It may have come as a surprise, but you'll still want to leap into action and to passionately pursue every possibility. Again, Ace of Wands is often a card of actual travel, especially for work and career. So maybe like relocating and traveling for your job, or relationships. Sometimes meeting somebody while we're traveling, or going to visit somebody specific, and the oracle card that is with which it is paired is in fact travel, and it's sitting here next to the Six of Swords too. Movement, meeting, adventure. Be ready for new experiences. That's what I have for you from the cards. Let's see how we open this bag. Do I need a scissor? Oh boy. It looks like it should just peel open because it has like, I'm supposed to be able to reseal it, it looks like. Oh, I don't have a scissor here, but I have my tweezers. The pointy ones. So. Makeup brush. Let's see. Oh, come on. Got it. All right. Let's just pull out a little handful of letters. Okay, some fell on their own. I see a lot of repeats. There's a lot of O's here. So I'd say somebody who's maybe first or last name or nickname begins with an O. Because I got 1, 2, 3, 4 O's here. We got 3 S's. So that's another very strong one. Then we got a Y, a T, it's another O, a V, a D, another V, another Y, an A, so another very strong one, 2 A's, an L, and an I. So especially O, especially Y, especially A, especially S, but also I think it was L, I don't know, I. You guys, you saw, or rewinded it if you didn't see. Those are the initials, I guess, will come up or may have an increased chance of experiencing this energy. I hope you guys have enjoyed what we brought today, what we did today. I'll be back also today, I expect, with the weekly reading. Namaste.